All right, let's have a talk about what just happened with Bitcoin and the crypto market altogether. Guys, you shouldn't have been scared. You should have been just like this guy over here, prepared. Now, you might not be excited about the dip that we just got. Some are. Some were actually thrilled for Bitcoin to come back so they could load up and buy some more. You should have at least known exactly what was coming around the bend if you've been watching this page, because I did prepare you guys. All last week and this week, I've been predicting this moment in Bitcoin. But I'm going to take you guys back into the charts. We're going to do it again. This is the Stocks with Josh show. Thank you for all of the likes and the hearts that get dropped right at the open. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. We've had some really good predictions. I felt like I was out on a limb when I was telling you guys that if we lost that 59K level going into 4th of July, that we were going to get an ugly day. I took a risk position on MicroStrategies. I took puts that I alerted in the Stocks with Josh Discord. By the first day that I had alerted them, they were up $1,000. The following day, they were up $3,000. And today, they went up $7,000 each. Each and every one of the puts went up $7,000. Guys, I also mentioned that if you couldn't afford those expensive MicroStrategy options, that you could actually do the same thing with coin as well as the miners, because they were all going to have the same reaction to Bitcoin if we got what I saw coming, which was this big flush move down. Now, I got to take you back into the charts. I'm going to make some new predictions. I'm going to tell you exactly the technical lines that we need to see Bitcoin get back above to begin to confirm bullish again, and which lines we need to watch out for below that could signal the bottom falling out. But you know the story. Warren Buffett famously said it, you gotta buy when there's blood in the street. And this was a buying opportunity, just like the dude at the intro, looking kind of solemn, but not scared because he knew what was next. Guys, let me just remind you, the Bitcoin may have dropped $10,000 in the last 5 days, but keep it into perspective. Just 4 years ago, Bitcoin was only $10,000. It's had an incredible run up, and the Bitcoin story is nowhere near over. And if you've got a long-term vision, all you see on bloody red days like we got on the 4th of July is opportunity. And I think there was opportunity, but we're going to let the charts decide, because as I always say, price is truth. Now, in addition to that, I dropped an interesting chart in the Discord on 4th of July, which showed that this negative bearish day was actually the second largest liquidation event in the history of Bitcoin. So what does that mean? It means that there was a lot of people in leveraged positions going long with the expectation that Bitcoin was bullish, when in truth it was bearish. If they'd been following the Stocks with Josh page and following the technicals that I had been outlining, they would have known, they would have been prepared. But they weren't. And so a lot of them got absolutely destroyed when the Bitcoin price flushed down to 53K. But even this is actually a bullish story, because the last time we had such a large liquidation event was when the FTX exchange collapsed. And if you had bought in a moment of extreme fear, it would have actually been the very best time over the course of the next year and a half to even get in. There was nothing but run up after that. And we could be facing the same thing right now. We just want to follow the charts. I'll take you into those in just a minute. But let me just tell you what I've got planned for today's video. I'm going to do a recap on Tesla. We're going to talk about AVGO, one of Nancy Pelosi's big plays, because there could still be opportunity in that. If you followed me when I followed her on the Pan-W play, you could have made tens of thousands of dollars. And we want to see if Nancy can strike again and make us all rich, get some of that insider perspective money with AVGO, because that's one of the plays that she loaded back up on, including NVIDIA. So I'm going to take you into the charts. I'm going to let you know what I'm seeing over there. Now, if you followed me on the Pan-W play, we actually loaded up after Nancy and after it had dropped, and we got a much better entry. We want to do the same thing with AVGO. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, when I talk about sharing these plays, I'm talking about the Stocks with Josh Discord. That's where I'm sharing technical alerts, trade alerts on stocks and crypto. And I also alerted a new position. It's a stock only swing trade, not options, I alerted that today, and that's going to be a bonus play I'm going to share with you guys at the end of this video. I've actually got 2 bonus plays. So we've got 4 more stocks plus Bitcoin to go through. So let me get right to it. Let's jump into the Bitcoin chart. Okay, the very first thing I've got up is some Fibonacci lines. Guys, I've shown these many times, and you'll see me go over Fibonacci lines again in the future. But here's the only point I want you guys to take away from looking at the red and the blue line that I've got marked on my screen. The red line represents the previous candle close of the all-time high. We're looking at the daily candles. You can see that in a very short amount of time, we lost this level and we've come down to this level. Now we've broken beneath it, but now we're struggling to see if we can stay on top of it, because if we can, then yes, we can move all the way back up to the top of this fib channel. So I just wanted to point out really quickly with the fib that we want to get back above 56.5 thousand. This is the daily candlestick. We want to get above it today. We could get above it anytime this week, and that would be okay. Once we get back above the 56.5 level and we prove that we can hold that, then the next level that's going to confirm perhaps the move back to the top of the channel would be to reclaim the important level of 59,000. So those are important fib levels. But let's jump into the weekly chart, and I want to show you guys this. This is one of the charts that we used over the course of the last 2 weeks to accurately predict the direction of Bitcoin. And if you recall, I commented, I kind of drew a line right through the middle of this bullish descending channel, and I talked about the fact that what we didn't have at the time is we didn't have any tails. The tails will typically signal that the price has gone down and then it's quickly recovered because bulls were incentivized to come back in and buy it back up in a short amount of time in the course of a single week. And we had all of these bullish wicks here that gave us the perspective that we would move back to test the top of the channel. We still don't have a proper tail. So we've ended in the middle of this channel. We've had a little bounce off the bottom of the channel, which is bullish because overall we're still respecting this bullish structure and we're hoping for a move all the way back. Here are the price points that we simply can't afford to break beneath in the coming days, or we're going to see a much lower low. If we lose, for whatever reason, the bottom of this channel, then we need to watch this strategic level of 52,700. If we close a candle beneath 52,700, then you should begin to prepare and expect for a move all the way down to 47,000, which should be the incredible buying opportunity that a lot of you guys had missed when you didn't buy it at its last low, as well as the fact that we can ride MicroStrategy's coin and some of the other Bitcoin stocks down and profit on the way down as well. Guys, you're going to get those alerts in the Discord. Make sure you check that out. I'm going to leave a link in the top pinned comment. It's actually the Chart Goat University. I'm getting ready to drop micro classes on a regular time frame, Tuesdays and Thursdays, coming up this next week. There's been a lot to get prepared. This is a new Discord. A ton of people joined. We're having a great time. One of my favorite comments that I got was just the other day when someone said, I joined the Discord on Wednesday. I followed Josh on the MicroStrategy put. On Friday, I'm up $3,000. Guys, that's not bad. So don't miss out on the technicals. Don't miss out on the alerts. And don't miss out on the education, because the goal is for you to learn how to navigate Wall Street. All right, let's get into the next play. We're going to talk about the Tesla prediction that I've been making over the last week, which was basically that Tesla had more room to the upside. Even on Wednesday, I said, guys, we're not yet ready to go down. I think we're going to get to 254. Well, let's go check out the chart and see what happened. So we got a touch right below 254 at 253.68. That's the area that I thought that we would struggle, and we have pulled back a little bit, but you guys can see that we have not pulled back much. We simply came down and touched the bottom of the chart, and I don't believe it's time to panic because, as I also said in my Wednesday video, if we go to the daily time frame, Bitcoin more than once has run up 100%, which would actually get us to 276. Now, this is a bullish candle. We came back and bounced on my support level at 244, and we could easily get to 264 next. It's going to continue to cause panic for those who didn't get in. Now, I do want to draw your attention to these two areas that I've marked on the screen. One of them is 244, and the other one is 241. If we break beneath 244 or 241, that could potentially signal the bigger move down. But let's just take a big step back and look at the Tesla chart from a longer time frame. This is a significant breakout, and yes, we are likely going to chop it up in this area between 254 and possibly as high as 274. But this move is not at all uncharacteristic of Tesla. We've talked about it many times. We've got a significant price breakout beneath a long-standing descending line of resistance. We are way above it right now on the weekly time frame. If we close this candle, it's going to look pretty darn good for the bulls. And we need to keep in mind that we are on our way to earnings July 23rd, and Tesla typically runs up preceding earnings. Now, there's going to be some profit taking, but there are three factors I remind you guys of all the time that we want to look at when a stock is on the move. It's the perfect trifecta of bullishness, and Tesla is showing it to us right now. It's price, volume, and momentum. All three are in agreement. Now, what we're going to watch first, obviously, is to see if we get a pullback in price. We really haven't gotten that yet. Volume, still strong. We're moving up on high volume, and then momentum. Now, this is where it gets the most interesting, is because the RSI is not reflecting any bearish divergence. Now, I'm going to show you something about AVGO here in just a minute. The problem that we've got over there is that we are already getting bearish divergence, which doesn't mean that the stock price is going to capitulate, but it's an early signal that the bulls are getting tired of running. Right now, we have all three bullish signals firing for Tesla, and there's people that are jumping ship way too early. Now, I've also made this clear because whenever I give support and resistance, people think that I'm getting in or out just because I share a level. No, we're looking at how does that level get respected? And more specifically, I have said so many times over the last couple months that I do not intend to sell a single Tesla share. All I intend to do is wait for this thing to lose steam, which I just told you it wasn't, to begin to hedge to protect my long-term position of Tesla to the downside. We are not moving down yet at all. And so I just want to encourage you, hold on, hold your winners longer. Another comment I saw in the Discord was from one of the guys that are in there killing it. His name is Sniper. He had a nice profit that he showed, a huge multi-thousand-dollar profit. And he said, if I had known what Tesla was going to do this week, he said, I would have gone in with my whole portfolio, he said, and I would have retired because it's been an absolute game changer for a lot of people. Obviously, I'm not recommending that, and neither is he. He's just saying that it would have been nice to have gotten a bigger gain on this Tesla move. But just a reminder, we're holding our winners on Tesla. We haven't even begun to lose momentum yet. When you lose momentum, you often make a higher high, and we have not gone through that process yet. Guys, this is what I'm trying to teach in the Chart Goat University. We're not following the hype. We're not following our heart. We're following the charts, and that's why I say price is truth. Let's talk some AVGO. Why are we looking at AVGO? Well, there's been a lot going on in the company. I've got a friend who works for Broadcom, and he's been telling me a lot about it. I wouldn't consider it insider knowledge, but I have known for quite a while that this thing was going higher. But we got confluence, we got confirmation when we found out that Nancy Pelosi loaded up on more NVIDIA and more AVGO. These guys are going to kill it. Now, the chart overall is bullish, but we're going to take the same rule of thumb that we just took with Tesla, which is going to be price, volume, and momentum. And we have a little bit of a problem right there. So we're in a bullish trend, but we are losing volume and momentum. And once you lose the two of those, you'll soon lose price. Does that mean that the run on AVGO is over and it's time to get out? No, it means that it might be pulling back a little bit more, giving those who are tardy to the party the opportunity to get in. So let's go look at the chart and see exactly where that possible entry might be. Okay, this is a bullish chart. We've got a buy signal on the daily time frame here. It's pushed us up, and here's the key levels you guys need to be watching out for. 1718 is a key level. The price point that we hit, 1755, was actually LUXALGO's first recommended take profit. Well, that's what people did. They took profit, and now we're between that 1755 and that 1718. And you might say, well, no, Josh, we're beneath that 1718. Guys, give these trend lines 24 hours to confirm or show rejection. Right now, we push through it, but we could easily pop back above it tomorrow, meaning that this is going to continue on to LUXALGO's next take profit level, which would be a full revisit to its all-time high, pushing it back to 1830. We don't have the next 24 hours figured out for AVGO, but those are a couple of the important areas to watch. Now, another area of interest, which would be a more appealing entry, would be a bounce back here at 1660 for a push back up higher. Because again, guys, remember, stuff stair steps. It doesn't go straight up or straight down. There's a little bit of consolidation along the way. Now, on the alternative, if we were to lose 1660, then I would expect that we would potentially back test it, where we could actually find ourselves getting rejected and moving back to 1550. And as I've said to you guys before, it's going to be 1550 or 1400 for a long entry. So I like AVGO, but I want to get in at the right price. And I'm watching to see how those lines either get broken or respected to determine whether or not we should load up to go higher with Nancy right now, or whether we can actually get a better price. Remember, volume and momentum has slowed down. Now we're looking for a little bit of a slowdown on price and a better entry on AVGO. All right, let's talk about a bonus play. Now, this one's going to be interesting to you guys because this is one that I've been asked about repeatedly for over a year. And I've told people, don't touch it, don't touch it, don't touch it. Well, guess what? Today's finally the day that I've decided to take a swing trade on the SQQQ. Now, I'm not saying that we've hit the market top. I'll tell you that if you look at the SPY, we have yet again touched the top of the range. Now, the more you touch something, right, the more that you're eventually either going to break through it or get rejected. I still think that we could get to a 560 SPY or a 5600 SPX, but at the moment, I am favoring some pullback. Okay, a couple things that I want to point out. We are sitting on the green cloud. We've not printed a buy signal on Lux yet, but I'm going to consider everything between 750 right here and right around 650. Maybe it won't get that low. We don't know how low it's going to get, but I'm going to consider this an ideal entry to potentially go long back to 950. Now, I'm not saying that the minute we hit 950, I'm selling. I'm going to say that at 950, I'm going to raise my stop loss and see where we go next. Now I'm going to give you a second bonus play. This one I've not entered yet, nor have I alerted it in the Discord, but I'm going to begin to give some fresh TA on it, and I'm going to begin to cover it more. It's also one that I've been asked about for 2 years, telling people I didn't like it. Well, it started to look interesting to me as well. Some of you guys are going to get excited. Let me just drop you into the chart and tell you which one I'm looking at and why. We're talking block finally. We're talking SQ, ticker SQ. Now, we clearly have an bullish inverse head and shoulders pattern, and we're curling up a little bit at an area of support. Some price action moving here more than one time. $64, $65 has been important. At the moment, I am hoping for a better entry, a move all the way down to where we have even better support, which is this $55 to $56 area. And I'm hoping to take it up, all the way up, back to the neckline at $84, guys. And again, this doesn't mean that we sell and take profit at our target. It means that we're going to raise our stop because we could easily be looking at a breakout move and a longer term trend up on block. This has been one that a lot of people have tried to guess the bottom. It's starting right now for the first time to look attractive to me. Haven't traded it yet. I'll alert it in the Discord. Put it on your watch list. All right, that's going to wrap things up. I'm going to be dropping those micro classes on a schedule Tuesday and Thursday. Lots of little details to put in order, as well as the fact that so many people have joined the Discord. We're providing a ton of time just making sure that people can get connected and that they haven't paid but aren't in it. So if you're having that problem, there's a few small things you can do. You can sign out of your Discord, sign back in, and then follow the link that you received in the WAP email back into it. Now, in addition to that, I found other people with other problems, such as they did not actually realize which email they used to sign up for WAP. And so they've got 3 emails. They thought they were using the right one, but the link was sent to a different one. So there's a lot of little things that can go wrong. I'm working through those, but we're going to be dropping that education piece even more in the coming weeks, because as I've said many times, I don't want to just give you guys fish. I want this to be Wall Street's Academy, where you can become the chart goat master of your own trading destiny. All right, guys, that's it. As always, like and subscribe. Peace and blessings. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.